Welcome to this episode of the FANMEN podcast. I'm DJ Go.
Chris Davis.
Sean Hogarty.
How's it going, everybody?
Great.
What's going on, boys?
How's it going? So, first thing to get out of the way, this week was Mr. Chris Davis's birthday.
The Chris Davis.
29 once again.
Should we sing to him?
No.
I can't
No.
sing.
No.
Okay.
No.
Please don't.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Please.
Everyone listening, you're welcome. We're not going to sing. How was the birthday?
Birthday was fun. Wife, as you all know, I know, wife surprised me with a little trip to Los Angeles.
Woo.
Nice.
What started as a
So
joke,
like a nice leisurely week in LA, doing some touring.
Romantic trip to
Leisurely
California, dinner on the
18
beach.
hours in LA, as one does from Boston. So what started as a joke in response to a post from Dark Nate, shout out to the creator of many, many wonderful posters,
Nate Gonzalez, the great.
threw up his latest poster for the 6-4 show at the Cantina. And being a smart, I was like, I wonder if I could convince my wife to go out to Los Angeles for the show. Never having any intention because I was actually supposed to be traveling for work that day.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in Philly. That got canceled last minute, and Heather popped in like a half hour later. So, did you actually want to go? I'm like, where? Just completely dumbfounded. Not thinking of it at all. And yeah, she was able to work the tickets and the hotel and everything for free, and so we popped out to Los Angeles for an overnight to go see Mr. Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin at Scum and Villainy Cantina.
That's awesome. I was very, very jealous when Heather was bugging us to see if we had any suggestions about how to make sure you had a good time out there. We were both psyched and like, what the hell?
Obviously, you didn't give her any of the stuff on my list because, she just went to sleep after the show. But no, so we got it was a good night. We got there early, got to hang out with members of the squad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie and Nate, and Jimmy came in and Shannon showed up after.
Awesome.
So it was a fun night. Got some FaceTime with Kev in the alley after.
Always fun.
Got to chit chat for a while, which was cool.
Nice.
So no, all in all, it was
And you barely got any sleep.
it was a fun. I slept for 3 hours.
Sleeps for quitters.
Exactly. We got back to the hotel room
And
at
Sean
like
Hogarty.
12:30.
Quitters and Sean Hogarty.
12:30. The alarm went off at 4, and we were back on a plane by 5:10.
There you go.
Yeah. That's actually not as bad as I thought. I thought you might be literally taking a red eye.
Like all night shift.
That was the original plan, and then we changed it.
Nice.
So mainly because, no offense, Mr. Smith, but he rarely shows up on time.
Yeah.
So you buy
You
tickets
don't
for
want
a
to be
7 o'clock
tight.
show.
Yeah.
There was no way that show was starting before 8:30.
Yeah.
Now you pencil it in. It's like, okay, if he goes 2.5 hours as they usually do,
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
so
you're
2.5.
I got 36 minutes to get to LAX and on a plane. Wasn't
Fine,
happening.
okay. Then you wouldn't have time to stop at In-N-Out Burger.
So never hit In-N-Out Burger. I ate lunch at the hotel, and dinner was at the cantina.
Oh, okay.
They
They have a kitchen?
They do.
They do.
The most delicious tater tots.
Tots are good.
I don't like tater tots. They're too
so good.
So you know what my word thing
that
for
was
tater
a joke.
tots?
I love tater tots.
Oh, you know what?
Clear on this.
So I don't like if you go to like Sonic or something.
Yeah.
Which we have like one Sonic in Massachusetts.
There is one?
Yeah. There's one in Saugus and people.
Saugus, yeah.
Last time I was at Sonic was I went twice on my trip to Fort Worth, Texas.
I do love Sonic, but I don't like their. So like I love tater tots. Anytime like a restaurant does tater tots, I don't like them when they're fried. I think they hold too much oil.
Mhm.
I like to bake them in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like if I could pick one potato product, it's actually Krispy Krons,
What's a
Oh, yeah.
crispy crown?
like the flat
It's like
tater
a-
tots,
Round, flat tater.
Oh, okay, sure.
because they crisp up wicked nice in the oven.
Yeah. I just
Big
I-
plate of
I
them,
like
throw a bunch of manwich on it, some shredded cheddar.
Yeah.
So, well, good. Well,
Sean, you really need to get yourself out to the cantina next time you're
yeah,
I
on the West Coast.
It's almost like-
my travel has been,
yeah.
I don't think I've traveled less in the last 6 months than I have in the previous 12 years. Just because of some aspects of my job are in a weird state, should be back to normal for the next few years starting in July, but as a result, I just have not been traveling, and it's really kind of bugging me.
Lord knows I've picked up all of your
Yeah.
slack and more
Seriously.
this year.
Yeah.
Chris has put a
been
hole in the
ridiculous.
ozone layer. Just
This
by
was-
this year.
When we were piecing it together, this was my 4th trip out to Los Angeles
Yeah.
since January 1st.
You have like the carbon footprint of
Yeah,
Exxon.
that's
It
a
was
lot.
crazy because I'm going like, oh yeah, that was the move, and there's this one. She's like, don't forget you were out there for the Stan Lee event.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we were
that's
out there
right.
at New Year's
Yeah.
for. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. I've been dying to get out to LA just because I have two brothers out there now. Plus some of the new Smod Squad friends, and so it just hasn't. Nothing's been happening. It'll scale up.
I'm gonna throw it out there. I mean, so you guys, especially Chris, has the I'm trying to think, the luxury of credit card reward points and miles and stuff like that. So for you guys, and you have it too when you start traveling again.
So yeah, so that's really cutting into things. My hotel points are at an all-time low because of the lack of travel. I actually owe Chris hotel points. I mean, I know there's no huge rush. You have millions and millions, but that's how we made Reboot. Was I had to borrow from him.
Oh,
and then my JetBlue status.
I'm never going to take them back.
No, he's going.
I want to hold that over his head
he
for
can't
years
actually stop me from
and
giving
years
it back.
and years.
It's all one unidirectional.
Unidirectional.
But yeah, I think I may lose my flight status this year. Just because I don't see how I'm going to get it back.
So what I was getting at is
sorry.
We probably be able to do it.
So it's all got to be Chris Davis, and I'm pointing that way. Yeah.
So we probably wouldn't be able to do it this year, but maybe some point in time next year, once everything kind of calms down for everyone, maybe we could find a time to dip out and go see a Fat Man, the three of us, and then we could podcast about a podcast.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you can podcast right from the cantina. We could hit up JC. I mean, he allows podcasts to take place there. Yeah. They were recording a Lord of the Rings one before.
Well, that'd be amazing.
Before they opened it up.
That might be kind of fun because unlike just about anywhere else we go, we actually might have an audience for that one if we knew we were doing it. Yeah. I mean, it might be like 4 or 5 people.
That's all it was.
Maybe as many
and what
as
they
8
did
or
was
9.
It worked out really cool. This podcast before, they live streamed it. So they used the cameras and they were doing like a Facebook Live kind of thing.
Cool.
So they're interacting, had the laptop on the bar, and they're interacting with their audience.
Wow.
Taking Q&A and...
So maybe sometime after like taxes next year or something, maybe we could dip down for like 2 days and do like some live stream from go see the cantina, go to In-N-Out Burger, pop into Disneyland for a day and go to Star Wars. Stuff like that.
Here was the worst part about this, and I'll just tell you. It was fun pulling it off. The fact that we pulled it off was bad.
Yes.
Because now it's in my head that I can pull it off.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that the tight swing didn't kill me.
Yeah.
So now you can sit there, and Sean, you've done the swing enough. There are times where you go to Los Angeles where you can get a JetBlue flight for like $250
cheaper than going to DC or Florida.
When we went for the stand event, it was $99 each way.
So you can squeeze a hotel room. You can do this. Yeah. You know what? It's not improbable to fly out on a Tuesday morning to hit the show that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And turn around and come back on Wednesday.
Yep.
Or come back on...
I worked Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah. Or come back Thursday morning. We could go to Galaxy's Edge for a day.
That was the crazy thing. Like Heather and I, neither one of us took a day off from work. Because we were connected from the plane. We were able to work the entire way out.
That's awesome.
She had to finish up some stuff in the hotel room. Yeah. And then when we got on the plane at 6, the workday was starting.
So that's you're right. This is not a good thing.
No, the knowledge that it can be done now, it would have been better like
a bite from the apple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would have been better like, you can't, that's way too much.
We're too old for that.
Not really if you get used to being on planes. It's not.
Yeah.
So like, I mean,
not any worse.
Obviously, like for me, time off wise, recovery time wise, not a big deal for me. It's right now. It's out of the cash to do it. So
yeah.
So I need to attach my taxes.
You know how you get that?
We get tax returns in this country ever again.
You save up and you spend less. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of spending less, it was all worth it to get my birthday hug.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
So what did you do this week?
I went small. I went into the Hall of Comics, picked up my books because they sent me an email. I was like, hey, you got a bunch of stuff in your box. I was like, oh, yeah. Because I didn't realize that like so I got the Hit Girl number 3 from the Secret Stash for Free Comic Book Day that Kevin signed. So I had it like checked on my sheet. Okay, Hit Girl 3's done. Didn't realize I still had my 3s at the Hall.
Oh,
and there was like a zillion covers. So I had all of those, all of 4. And then I had a couple DC 1000 Detective 1000s I forgot to pick up because I got too many of them because I fell into the hole on that one. So but I picked those up, no big deal. And then, like I said, I had the graduation week, so I had family in town. So all my money went to like stuff for that. The only thing I bought for myself is finally the first Hasbro Power Ranger figures came out. So there's a bad guy from Power Rangers called Lord Zed. He's basically if you peeled the skin off a guy, just all muscles, And he's got these like cool like metal plates on the outside, and you can see his brain. He's got this cool metal visor, and he's got like a staff, and he's got tubes on him, kind of like Bane Venom tubes. So that came out. It's like a Marvel Legends kind of figure. But the thing is they opened up. Hasbro started selling stuff themselves off their website.
Mm-hmm.
Zed hasn't had a figure in a long time. Like I'm talking back to like the Toy Biz days, like probably early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So he sold out fucking lickety split. Then Target started getting him. He was the first one to go. There's every case of 8 figures, there's one Zed. So he's the hardest one to get. $85 on eBay right off the bat, and only going up. So I was able to. I'm smart. I walked into GameStop. Was like, hey, check your computer. See if these are up for pre-order. Yeah, I can get them. Cool. Give me 3 of them. Okay. So I pre-ordered 3 Zeds. So I got my 3 Lord Zed figures.
Nice.
Nice.
And he's absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I got one for my brother, if he wanted one, and then I got 2 extra ones. So I'll want to flip for something. But
Nice.
they're amazing. That's all I really did. Just that and some books. There's some stuff coming up I want to get. The Secret Stash has some more Kevin Hockey crests up.
Yep, those are cool.
So there's a couple that Chris hasn't bought. So I'm gonna hopefully I can scoop up 1 or 2 of those. But that's it. I'm gonna try to.
You need one of each.
Yeah, no. I'm like I said, I really didn't want to buy anything this summer, but then like the Hockey Crest things popped up, and
Yeah.
so
There is one thing that I did buy that I completely forgot about when you're talking about the Secret Stash. So you guys will remember, it didn't come from the stash,
okay.
but it's something that I've been hunting for a while and never had in the collection. Do you remember the Jay and Silent Bob little teddy bears? The Clerks
Oh, yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, I have those.
A set of those came up on eBay. I hadn't seen them in a while.
Nice. What do you pay for your set?
$19.89.
Whoa.
Nice.
$9.95 for the set, free shipping
Nice.
in the bags. No, they're adorable though.
Yeah.
Do you have,
I just
the
hadn't-
Pulp Fiction ones from that set?
I believe I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you're a big, yeah.
I'm a huge Pulp Fiction fan.
So, and we'll get to a Tarantino thing in the news too once I do a quick news break.
Okay.
Well, for me, I did pick up my books for the week. Not too many, but I actually spent part of this week getting rid of something, which is, kind of nice, kind of bittersweet. But while the financial stuff has kind of, we're in a better place, things are going well there, which is nice. Still, the idea of continuing to get rid of stuff is kind of good. So I dismantled my Batman 66 Batcave / Wayne Manor and the Lego set, and which is a pretty couple thousand pieces.
Yeah,
it's a bigger set, and then also my Force Awakens Millennium Falcon we dismantled. So those are going to be up for sale soon. But even though I miss them, I got good use out of them. They were taking up a bunch of space on my shelves, and and so that one additional thing, moving out of the collection and freeing up some space.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says it's funny. We started off just like, hey, what'd you buy? And now it's starting to slow down a little bit. Chris bought a house. That's a big thing, but
Not yet. We're getting closer.
Yeah,
we're getting closer.
So I need to get rid of some stuff too. I started going through. I got that Funko app where you can scan the pops. I have some I'm scanning some pops that I did not realize were worth so much money. I have some stuff that's worth some insane money.
So the Funko app includes pricing.
Yeah, it queries the pop price guide, which is almost like the Beckett for Funko Pops.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, not that I want to get rid of them, but I have enough other stuff where it wouldn't kill me. But Jesus Christ, some of those Tom Brady Funko Pops are worth a fortune.
Like
That's
what?
crazy.
Oh my God. There's some that are worth like $165, $85. I think the cheapest Tom Brady I have is worth like $65.
Before you leave today, I want you to scan the pops that I have.
Yes, sir.
I'm certain they're worth jack, but
I will do that.
Getting that they're worth almost nothing to me.
Yeah.
So that anything is worth more than what they're worth to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so that, good. So once again,
News.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you, gentlemen.
No more.
No.
Okay. So quick news breakdown. It's been a semi-busy week. So a couple things. Who here has played the PlayStation game Uncharted?
I've seen it.
I have, long time. Yeah.
Great game.
I like the
there's
look
there's
of it.
4. There's technically 5 of them. 4 than the Lost Legacy game or something like that. They're great. Well, Sony has taken the Marvel approach and started their own film studio, so they can control all these original IPs they have.
Mm-hmm.
The first movie is going to be the Uncharted movie, slated for fall 2020.
And who's the lead?
Tom Holland is going to play Nathan Drake.
Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're
not who I would have picked, but that's not a bad
That's good.
thing.
They're going young so they can lock him in for the whole series.
Plus, he's an actual, he's a good actor.
Good actor.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool. I'm kind of bummed it's not Last of Us is not their first movie. If you've never played Last of Us,
I have not, but I've heard it's really
I
good.
haven't played
It's a post-apocalyptic kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what it looks like.
Yeah,
the girl and the dog and the guy and
it's the best story I think that's ever hit a video game.
I keep hearing that.
It's amazing. So that's coming up. Also, it's been out there. Chris knows this because they mentioned at the Cantina. Quentin Tarantino a while back did a comic series with Django and Zorro.
Oh yeah, I may have an issue of it or something.
They're going to do a movie. They're going to do a Django Zorro crossover
with Jamie Foxx.
With Jamie Foxx, that's the plan.
Really?
That could be rad.
That's what I heard.
Because actually, we watched. April had never seen Django, so the other night we went to go see Aladdin, and then we came home and kid was out with her boyfriend, so we sat down and she's like flipping through iTunes. And she's like, I don't think I've seen that Django movie. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll watch Django any time of day. Pop on Django and watch Django. So
that weirdly, Django came up in conversation with me and one of my best friends, James, recently. He had listened to, I forget which episode, when we talked about our top 3 movie experiences. And he's like, I can't believe you didn't mention Django. And I can't believe I didn't mention Django. So this really it's probably the best cinema going experience I ever had in a very strange way. TDY were traveling together to Florida, Tampa, and we had a free night, went to, and wanted to see a movie. Django had just come out. We looked for movie theaters in Tampa that were showing Django at a time that were nearby. We're really lazy. We find one that's literally in a strip mall. There's lots of strip malls in Florida. And so we go to see it. And this place is a rundown, shitty theater. And the theater that they were showing Django in clearly had previously been half of a larger theater that they had cut in half, like diagonally. I mean, it was really so that the projector was hitting the screen at an angle. Like it was messed up.
Ugh.
And
Gross.
Either the projector itself or the print had already been run through a dirty projector. So the print is scratched. It is showing at an off angle. And I swear it sounded like they might have been playing stereo audio off the optical track of the celluloid. Like it was a physical print. The audio sounded damn near warbly. It was scratched and it was off angle. But watching a Tarantino movie,
I was going to say, did it add to the experience?
It made it incredible. And the theater was almost empty. So he and I are sitting there the whole time, and it's a pretty intense movie. It's, it's a great, very carefully crafted movie. And we just sat there watching the whole thing, and the movie ends. We walk out to the parking lot in silence, and like neither of us has really said anything. And I turned to him and I'm like, I mean, that was like awesome, right? He's like, yeah.
Huh.
Any other movie,
we wouldn't have worked. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if it was like Star Wars or something.
If Quentin had been sitting with us watching it, he would have been like,
he probably would have loved it. Yeah.
This is exactly what we, I mean, it was awesome.
I would have gone back in and be like, hey, can you guys put on Death Proof and Grindhouse real quick, please?
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. And in any other situation would have sucked.
That'd be cool.
So
cool.
They're making
that's a cool
Django's Zorro movie. That's in the works.
Like, I will never go back to that theater. But if I happen to be traveling in Tampa and a Tarantino movie is showing, I might go back.
You might go back. Might hunt it out again.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like on MacDill Boulevard heading down to the base. So
Crazy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So also, Sigourney Weaver came out and confirmed that she's come back for Ghostbusters 3. And it looks like she kind of made it sound like it looks like we're going to have a full original living cast is going to be back. Rumor is they're even going to get Rick Moranis back.
Rick Moranis and Ghost Bill
Rick
Murray?
doesn't come out for anything.
He doesn't come out for anything, but this is seems like it's a big one with all the OGs. The other thing is they're remastering the Ghostbusters video game that came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and 4K for the new systems.
So I never played that one.
It's fucking awesome. So at one point in time,
You're biased.
I am
Very.
And not to be trusted.
That's true.
Also.
That's 100% correct.
Very true.
Yeah, take everything I say at the grain of salt. No, so it's a very good video game mechanically. It's a very good game. The story is also very good. What it was is Ghostbusters, the video game, was basically what Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis wanted to do for Ghostbusters 3 initially. So what they're saying is that they're pushing out the remaster game so more people can play it because the events from the game are going to be canon for the new Ghostbuster movie that Reitman's doing.
Nice.
So it's almost going to be a Ghostbusters 4 coming out, which is kind of cool. So that's cool.
Nice.
And then also...
well,
no, go ahead, please.
Got something on that.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it in ages, but I think it was for Commodore 64. I think there was a Ghostbusters game for Commodore 64 that I played.
There's one on Nintendo.
All right, so this was before that.
Yeah, because remember the movie came out in 4?
84.
Yeah, no, I had a Commodore 64 in the 83 to 84 school year, which was 7th grade. I got it actually Christmas the year before that, and I'm pretty sure I had a Ghostbusters game for it. And you drove around New York City. You know, it was kind of like a GTA type of.
That's what the one for Nintendo's like. And you had to run over like the fuel things to get more fuel, and you break down on the fucking highway all the time.
Yeah. I wonder.
So it's probably very similar to the Nintendo.
I'll have to do some research because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I had that one. I had the one for the Genesis, and then we had the one that came out for the newer systems, and we had it on the Wii too because it was fun to play with the Wiimote. So last news article, we're not getting into too much, so I'm going to save it for a next episode. But the Swamp Thing mess that's happening with them canceling the show and the financing problems.
The first episode
yeah, we'll wait till you watch the first episode.
The first episode was like...
Yeah, we'll save that for another one.
Okay.
So the basis for the episode this week is another news item, is that Warner Brothers officially cast a new Batman for the Batman.
So we'd previously heard that Sparkle Boy Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman. Then we heard, no, that's not true.
They said,
so what's the new?
They didn't say it wasn't true. They said he hadn't
officially signed.
They hadn't signed him to play the role. They didn't deny that the conversations were taking place.
So somebody was butt covering.
Yeah,
they floated the test balloon out there to see what kind of reaction.
And they decided, we don't care. We're going to put Cedric Diggory in a cape anyway. So Robert Pattinson is your new Batman. They gave him a trilogy. They signed him for 3 movies.
So they signed him for 3 movies, which doesn't mean shit.
It doesn't, but it means that they're going to be on the hook money-wise for 3 movies.
Easy.
And he's not like some unknown, so they're not paying him small money. I mean, he's not getting Robert Downey Jr. money, but he's probably not getting scale for these
They'll
things.
structure it with a downside guarantee if they decide not to go.
There's no way he's getting less than a $20 million guarantee for 3 movies.
He's not getting Affleck money.
No, Affleck got paid.
Affleck got paid even on the way out.
Yep. And I don't think they're going to make that mistake again because they've screwed up their comic movie division pretty good.
Yep. Well, so that's, I will reserve all judgment until I see the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is too, is it's kind of funny because actually I was thinking about it because normally when it comes to stuff like this, I'm usually very rational and put together cohesive thoughts before I talk.
Bullshit.
Sorry, no. That is never a word that I would consider using.
Yeah.
No, I'm
rational right off the bat.
I am possibly the most irrational human being on the planet.
Yes.
React first, think later.
Yes, yes. It's more fun that way.
Think later. Optional.
Ready, fire, aim.
Exactly. Keeps people on their toes.
No, just fire.
Yeah, just fire.
I enjoy
it's not
chaos.
ready. No aim.
Yeah. So I was thinking about it, and you guys probably might know the back end of this a little better than me, just because I don't remember like reading news and stuff back in '89. But
or reading.
Thank you. Damn, half beat slow.
I read some. I can.
I
Look, articles with pictures.
Yeah, I can read the words off the pages of the stuff. But this kind of it's funny. So Batman is possibly, I would say, Batman is the most popular superhero worldwide.
He's got to be close. I mean,
got to be close. Batman, Superman,
probably
Spider-Man.
I mean, he's got. I would think as far as like people who have no other comic stuff, but they have a Batman T-shirt. I
would go with that. I think it's one of the most
Okay.
recognizable.
But I don't trust. I think I don't trust because I have some bias there, and I'd be ready to go. Like, sure it is.
Well, in the Sean house it is.
Right.
Okay, so we'll say Batman's a top 3.
I think he's all right.
Yeah. So we'll say Batman's a top 3 comic book character.
Okay.
Possibly as far as like notoriety and merchandising, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly a top 5 fictional character of all time in the same.
That feels like a statement of an irrational young person.
Okay,
but
that's
okay.
You're
talking with an 80-year history.
He said fictional character. Didn't
they're not
comic character. I mean that's
Tom Sawyer T-shirts and action figures.
You didn't say what metric top. I when you're saying top, I'm thinking like greatest in terms of human achievement and literature.
Yeah, you can't go greatest because that's so subjective.
Oh yeah, no, but like if you're showing like someone and a pitcher who doesn't speak the same language as you, they can pick up Harry Potter, they can pick up Batman.
No, don't stay off the internet.
Guess who's the first person that pops up?
What?
Fucking Batman.
See?
Boom.
So, for sake of conversation, DJ's right. No, but
it said Gandalf was second, so fuck this list.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Don't read the internet lists and
I'll get another one. Batman's top 5. We're fine.
Okay, yeah.
Superman won though.
So Batman's a very popular character across the world.
Hey, you just put Batman ahead of Mickey Mouse. Just remember, who would also be a fictional character.
That's true.
Do you have a Batman tattoo?
No.
It's on his taint.
Continue.
Yeah. So, and it seems like ever since they've been making Batman movies, the
Bat movies, if you will.
Yes, Bat movies. The casting of Batman has probably, at least as far as back as I know, and probably even more so once you guys chime in, has always one of the things where they've never really pleased anybody up front when they cast a Batman. So you were saying before, back in '89, before there was internet and message boards and Twitter and people could bitch and moan.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton wasn't a very popular choice to have Mr. Mom playing Batman.
I honestly
no.
I think no, but I don't trust my read of what was popular then because my exposure to popularity, like most people's at those time, is so limited, right?
You didn't have access to everything we do now. I have no idea.
I know. I'm not even sure I heard. I don't think I talked to anybody about it. Like I moved around a lot. I didn't have long-term friends. I don't,
No, you were reading about it. I mean, it would come out in some of the magazines that the movie was getting made.
Yeah.
But I think back to what point in time I am in my life when that was getting made. It's like leaving junior high, going into high school.
I guess I was in college. I guess it was my first year of college when they came out. So
first year, you were probably like a grad student or something if I was in junior high.
You can lick the spot.
So I know I've gone back and
it's gray and airy.
Sure it is.
Yes. So I have read. I've followed words on screens with my eyes. I have read like
screens.
Wait, whoa!
There's this stuff called paper.
Yeah, but the internet's not on paper.
Yeah.
His version of reading is closed caption. They're saying the words, and he can watch the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
Baby shark.
All right. All right.
So I've read some like retrospect articles on '89 Batman and things like that, and it seems like most people who were old enough to have opinions back then all say like, I didn't think it was going to work. It seems like everyone who's recovered the subject has mentioned that they were not keen on Mr. Mom playing Batman. Basically, that one worked out okay. Mm-hmm. I know because Keaton did because he killed it. So he was so good at it. I know because I was a little bit older. I was in middle school when Forever came out. No one was really stoked about Val Kilmer playing Batman, at least in my age range. I was like, what?
Most people still aren't.
No, it was horrible. It was atrocious. So that's another one. George Clooney, same thing.
I've always liked the Iceman belongs in a cape and cowl, if you ask me. But yeah.
See, I was kind of like when I heard about it, because not a lot of my friends were as movie educated as I was.
Right.
So it'd be like, how's the guy from Top Gun going to play Batman? And I'm like, well, he's not. Mad Mardigan's going to play Batman, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But then you saw a picture of him in the suit, and I was like, no, no bueno. The only Spanish word I knew when I was in 7th grade was bueno. So, no bueno. And then George Clooney, same thing. No one was stoked about that one, even though he was a big star at the time.
I think the problem with those movies had less to do with the actors than the people running the actual movie.
True, but George Clooney was not a good Batman.
That whole...
I didn't think
I wouldn't... He's one that it wouldn't bother me if he had another shot at it under better circumstances. I think the material they had to work with in that movie was
trash.
So friggin' awful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was terrible.
So all this is to say, it's situation normal.
Sean should be Batman.
There's a history of people jumping the gun when they cast a Batman.
Or history of people being right when they cast
That's
Batman.
But think about how bad people rip Affleck apart.
Yep. Affleck's
I
my
think that
favorite,
Affleck's been the best
favorite
one.
Batman, yeah.
Batman was his fuck you role.
Yep.
I came all the way back, and now I can do whatever the hell I want.
I can do whatever I
want.
want.
And if I want the Batman role, I can just take it.
Mm-hmm.
And he killed it. I thought he was great.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I'm reserving judgment.
As I sit here and stare at Sean's back collection.
That's almost rational.
Yeah, no, I mean, so here's like, I'm not...
It took us a few weeks to talk him down.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the thing. I mean, I know they're going to put him on the, the Chris Pratt diet or whatever. He's got to gain about 60 pounds.
Yeah.
Because he's too thin and lanky to play Batman.
Yeah.
I've seen some photoshops of him in a cowl. They use like the Affleck one, but
yeah,
he's got the chin.
It's okay. It's okay.
He has a chin. Yeah, that's
got
what's required for a cowl. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's tough for me because like obviously the only things I know him from is I've seen the sparkly vampire movies.
I have not.
Because my wife likes them, and I stomach it because Anna Kendrick was in them, and I absolutely adore Anna Kendrick.
If you go check his IMDb, though, he's gone away since those movies.
He has. He's done,
done a shit ton of
like artsy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the only
I haven't seen any of it.
I saw him.
Those movies gave him the freedom to just go do whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah, definitely. The only thing I've ever seen with him in it, and I only watched about half of it, was that fucking Water for Elephant circus movie with Reese Witherspoon or whatever it was.
Saw that one.
No, it was crap. I couldn't get into it. But I'm not gonna rip it apart until I see it.
Right.
However, that being said, from what else that's leaked out about these movies, at least the first one, whatever is going to be wrong with this movie, I don't think it's going to be him. I think they're going to ruin so much around him that it's not going to matter. So This is
my favorite part of the podcast.
What?
When DJ negs on movies that we have no information on.
There's like 2 pages of script.
When negging on the information from rumors from people that...
Yeah. So
I thought I saw something about
like Mom's
focus on him
Suite.
becoming the world's greatest detective, and I'm like, ding, I'm in.
But now they're saying
the noir.
Is Warner Brothers is really harping on the fact they want to shoehorn Robin into it. Which is like, I know he's like pretty close to my age. He's probably like 32 or 33 or something like that. This guy
somewhere in there.
He looks like he's fucking 25.
He's not old enough to have a Robin in his life.
So if they try to shoehorn Robin into it, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah,
super
I would
pissed.
agree with that. Well, super pissed. No, I don't agree with anything. I don't give a shit. I'll see the movie and then I'll tell you.
You're going to be there either way.
Yeah. Well, you would think, but remember, I didn't see Justice League for like 3 years.
That's true. I do love Pikachu. The other thing is there's I guess right now the initial villain there was mixed reports. At first they said Penguin Catwoman. But then I read an article, that was like comicbook.com, where I think they're mostly full of shit anyway when they say stuff.
They wait to listen to one of Kevin's podcasts and then take one of his comments and make a story.
Exactly. I fucking hate
That's all it is.
But another movie website that gets stuff closer to what it really is has said that the focus right now is on the Riddler, which we talked about before they first talked about getting rid of Affleck. Our wants list. You guys both had Riddler, I think, on your top 3 list. That would be cool as long as they go with an older Riddler, like you said, more like the detective-y part, like you guys, like.
I mean, Riddler's all in the writing, right?
Just don't bring Robin into it.
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
I think it's too early, right?
If you get
Robin comes into an existing Batman's world.
Exactly. if you wanted Robin, you should have kept Affleck and had Dick Grayson already be off doing Nightwing and introduce Damian. That's what you should have done if you wanted a Robin.
No, that's coming from a fan's point of view. That's what the fan wants to see. That's not what should. Because you're making an assumption without knowing which point in his life that they're actually jumping into.
Yeah. But looking at his age, they're not jumping into him.
The
being
optics
in his
are
40s.
that he can't be too far along.
Okay, and we have a 23-year-old girl playing the 16-year-old daughter on Cobra Kai. I mean, age really doesn't.
She's 23.
She's 23.
Holy,
but that goes.
Sam is 23.
But that goes backwards.
Holy
right?
shit!
But you can do it either way.
Nah.
I mean, if you look at some of the pictures, you can make him look late 30s. Now,
You could.
go through the arc. How old is? Anytime you're reading Batman, you read more than any of us. I mean, you've read more of the canon than I have.
in theory.
Which, yeah. The fucker never ages.
No,
He is
that's
somewhere
fine.
between 30 and 38, like for the entire run, unless you get to the Frank Miller.
Well, that's how comic books go.
Everything.
Like
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're talking about fictional characters.
fictional characters.
Fictional characters. I think I would like to see it come later in the arc, but I won't lose my shit if you're
Well, it's 'cause
bringing a
you're not
Batman that
DJ,
he's already
Right.
10 years into his career,
DJ
8 years
loses
or
his shit.
So, Sean, as our resident Batman scholar,
Yes.
at what
Only
point?
relatively.
Yeah.
I still
that's-
suck.
yeah.
Yeah.
At what point in the career does Robin come
Well,
in?
I mean, Robin's a golden age character, right? I mean,
So how
yeah,
long
so,
is he?
no,
I mean, look
as
at your
soon as I
earliest
started
issues,
talking about it, I realized, okay,
Robin's
he's been
there.
there forever.
he's there
But-
forever.
But what I'm thinking about are the
Essentially
stories.
day one.
I'm thinking about the solo Batman stories
I have
and
skills. I
the
need more.
origin of Robin, right? With the death of his parents and him becoming a ward of Batman.
Mhm.
You know, when they do visit the origin stories of Robin, they come in the context of a Batman who's already somewhere in his prime, already, is the Dark Knight in Gotham, already has much of his rogues gallery in evidence. He is the detective, and each of the different Robin and Robin type,
Mm-hmm.
stories all come from that Batman's alone, even when Dick Grayson's gone off, right?
Yep.
And so if you're giving me a new Batman that's not a standalone movie, you have to give me Batman, as the detective, so that I can know him, so that I can see how he deals with a kid who's going through what he went through. So I can see how he deals with, shit, I'm used to going out at night by myself and Alfred feeds me and stitches me up.
Yeah.
Don't pollute the core pieces of that character and thereby undercut both of them, right? I mean, the Chris O'Donnell stuff is,
Yeah.
I
he,
mean, yes, we had a
god-awful. It
couple.
was terrible.
he
Yeah.
adopts a 35-year-old man and puts him in a suit.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
true.
could have flip-flopped the two and it was fine.
Yeah.
It's,
That's, yeah.
so, you good?
Yeah.
Finished. Oh,
Yeah,
allow
no,
me to
no,
retort.
I'm good. I think that's my point. You're right that Robin's always been there, and that's why you're also right, and why DJ's wrong, in that. Well, you're not wrong, but I mean, losing your shit over it until we get the story doesn't make sense. At the same time, yes,
So-
if they put Robin in that movie, I think they're making
This
a cardinal.
They're rushing
Sin.
it. They're
Yeah.
rushing it.
this
stupidly.
is what delights me about this fan culture.
Yeah,
You just crystallized it perfectly. The one thing people will bitch about more than anything else is, I don't want to see another fucking origin story. We've had 10 Batman movies. I know where Batman came from. And in your little soliloquy, I want to see him become the character that he is. You basically asked for another origin story to
Well,
get to the point of Robin.
Well, my point is Robin is inherently an origin story, unless if you're bringing
It
me
is.
into a world where I don't get either of their origin stories, then I'm actually in.
It is.
All right. So I'll say that, DJ.
Like if they're like opening
if
credits,
they literally,
they're both
They're
swinging
in.
already.
yeah.
They're off and running.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can have.
That wouldn't
And
be bad.
we have a Batman episode. I'm all over it.
There
I
you
still
go.
think that's stupid because of the age of the lead that they cast. Right. So again,
yeah,
part
that's where
of the
I'm at.
Robin role is inherently younger,
Mhm.
less experienced, and honestly smaller, physically smaller. Robert Pattinson, at least as we know him, yes, he can bulk up, stuff like that, is still young. And
Robin
not-
is essentially a preteen or barely
Yeah.
a teen when
Yeah.
he comes in. So if you have the 30-something, it's not that much of a stretch for 32-year-old, 35-year-old Robert Pattinson to have the 14-year-old Ward.
You're right.
Well, my thought is because they're calling it the Batman, and they wanted to kind of go back to the formula a little bit. If they're going to have him be like in his early 20s, I mean, granted, I'm not saying like the. I know it's not real. It's fictional characters in the comic world.
Don't make me do the little finger walk.
But it's like as far as like driving the story, you can't have this guy be like 25, starting this new Batman thing, not having it himself in a settled place where he would, who's going to give a 25-year-old kid a 14-year-old kid? That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let's reserve. I mean,
we'll reserve judgment. But this is
if they do like what you guys said, where it's like opening credit start, and like you just see like him and Robin swinging across buildings, and they're there. Yeah.
Then we're good.
Swinging across, bullshit. I want to see him climb up.
Ooh, and then Sammy Davis Jr.
Bob Hope popping out the window. Yeah, exactly. No, and I think this is
Donald Glover as Sammy Davis.
That'd be no, I think
that would actually rock.
This conversation kind of encompasses exactly what you're going to see online, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to have. It doesn't matter which path they choose. There's going to be a group that think they did it wrong. And the other side of it is
that's true.
It's like your whole group that Batman never used guns. Except in this issue. I mean, you could come up with dozens upon dozens. Well, yes, if you want to, nitpick.
Yeah, but you're always going to have nitpickers. What I'm trying to be is not a right. I can't nitpick something that doesn't exist. I'm merely pointing out that the fat spot of awesomeness comes at the core of. Yeah. According to Chris, it's somewhere in the vicinity of his nether regions.
Yeah.
That's the skinny, teeny spot of awesomeness.
Oh, you have no idea.
Thankfully, true. But yeah, no, you're never going to go away from negativity, but
negativity.
Yeah, but there is a sweet spot that you should try to hit when you're, if you're starting with a new guy, give him a chance to not. Yeah, I don't want an origin story.
Yeah.
Or I certainly don't want a double origin story.
Yeah, I don't need to see the parents getting shot in the alleyway again. I don't need to see the fucking necklace fall. I don't need to see him off being a ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that, but you need to see it in Titans.
So, the acrobats falling,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind just because you haven't seen it since like 90.
I just saw it.
Or you didn't watch Titans.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
They reestablished him.
But again, new universe, new story, new lead. I'm fine with that. But if you're going to give me an origin story for Robin,
okay, but he looks like he's 20.
Then it's wrong to do it in the first movie. If you're going to give me an origin story to the Batman, I really rather not have one.
I like no origin story.
We don't need one.
Yeah.
So either give me the Batman and wait a movie or two to give me Robin.
Yeah.
Give me both of them and their origins in the past and let them rock.
Give me
with a good story.
Give me the first. Just let this guy get a Batman movie under his belt. Let him get adjusted to the role. Give me an after credit scene where Bruce Wayne's putting on his tux or whatever.
See, you want it marveled. And in this day and age, I don't think DC is going in that direction.
What, as far as with the credit scene?
I don't think they're going in the direction of trying to set up that whole back world because of the backlash they've had. There's no guarantee they get to movie 3.
Well, see, I don't want them rushing into either because that's where I think their biggest fuck up has been rushing into things.
Oh yeah,
but I would not mind.
The biggest fuck up was trying to do what Marvel did over the first 10 movies.
All right, I'm done with this Batman shit. Let's move on.
So we want Robin, right?
No,
no, not yet. No, yeah. I mean, I want the movie to be good. I want good Batman movies. I really do. One thing I definitely don't want is whether it's Riddler, Penguin,
Kristen Stewart as Vicky Vale.
That I definitely do not want. I do not want that.
No.
I want them to. I would not mind Batman killing people, henchmen and shit like that. Though I do not want them to make the mistake of having this, whatever villains they're going to use, and then every movie killing off the fucking bad guy like they've done in the past. Have Riddler when at the end, a couple of his henchmen get whacked, he goes in Arkham.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Throw them all in Arkham.
Yeah.
That way, eventually, all else fails.
That's Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, because I would love that. Say
I want the Batman locked into Arkham.
That's what I was getting at.
Say this. Fight out of
you
Arkham.
Can't do that until you right. I mean that's got to be movie 8 in a richer universe.
What if you could do? So that's what you could do.
It depends on what you're doing for the budget.
I just had an idea.
If you're not doing your 200 million tentpole.
Yeah.
You're doing a 50 million and it's catered to the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, we all visited the set of a movie that is catered to a niche market about that big.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is just fans of Kevin that, I mean, that is the ultimate inside joke.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah. Give
depends
me
on the scale.
all the villains put in Arkham. Give me other villains. Riddler is, if that's where they go, great start. Catwoman as like a love interest / like side bad guy would be nice.
Play it off one of the Arkham games.
Well, get that
I mean, the story's there.
Do that at the end. So, I mean, they still have the script somewhere. Take that old fucking Green Arrow Supermax script out somewhere, rewrite it.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
throw in fucking Arkham.
They were planning on doing it.
Have these 3 do real good. Establish some bad guys.
Here's the think about this. You've already established all of these superhero characters in pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
All the movie-going public knows these people.
Especially Batman.
They were going to do Supermax before any of this shit came out.
That's true. And no one in Green Arrow was like...
And Green Arrow's bench, I mean, you don't... Yeah, exactly. You didn't know a lot of those.
That's true. You could just go nuts with Batman.
Batman... People off the street could list 5 or 6 villains off the top of their head.
That's true.
And then if you start going to casual fans, you're getting into the teens. Sean, 30, 40. He's going Calendar Man and all these other weird ones.
Condiment
just
King.
For the hell of it.
No, I would love... Yeah, I would love...
Walk by a cell with onomatopoeia in there.
Oh my God, yes. Zaz.
I just don't know how you do onomatopoeia. I mean, how do you do it?
Bang.
You just do it to do it.
Yeah, it just... I mean, I'd love to see a shot at it. Yeah.
You have it be like the second movie, the opening credits is he like strings up onomatopoeia like at a robbery or something like that. Just a fan service.
I mean,
then you throw him in Arkham and you get him some other time.
I mean,
show the cell as he's walking.
I think we've discussed this before. I want a Batman detective anthology show. 6 episode seasons. On
your darker noir, true detective stories.
Yeah. Give me a fucking Long Halloween, a 12 episode season.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah, put that on an HBO or Showtime.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't try to make it this big awesome thing. Give me the, do it with the production quality of Gotham, but a closer match.
Do it better. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can do it.
I mean, Gotham was good. The stories were all over the place, but
yeah. But I just,
production quality was good.
Yeah. Take the good stories.
I think you give the kid a chance. Just Warner Brothers, hopefully, has learned to not rush things and just to stay the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
They won't.
Yeah, I'm sure AT&T won't hurt that at all.
Brutal. Okay, so since we talked about people getting pissy about comic book characters being cast as real people, top 3 this week. Let's go top 3 worst comic book castings.
All right.
This could be either when you heard about it, you're like, nope, that's not going to work, or when you saw it, you were hesitant and it just didn't work.
Okay.
For whatever reason. Any honorable mentions?
I don't have any honorable mentions. I had a kind of tough time.
I got a shit ton.
Putting this
I got
together.
3 honorable mentions and then
shoot them.
All right,
3 shitty ones, and we'll go through them quickly.
Yep.
One I mentioned before we were starting the show, Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher.
Yep.
It was too close to he's Drago, and he just played a shitty.
I mean,
Punisher.
he was He-Man.
It just didn't. Yeah, the whole thing just didn't.
Never saw it. Sounds correct.
Number 2, as much as I love him and other things, Seth Rogen as Green Hornet.
Oh,
Seth Rogen should not be a superhero.
That was also on my list.
That
was on my list.
It looked pretty.
My honorable mentions.
Awful.
Yeah.
And then I'm going outside the box on this one. Matt Damon cast as the actor playing Loki just bugged the shit out of me. We're just gonna go there.
I thought it was amusing.
Amazing. My honorable mentions: Jennifer Gardner as Elektra. She was neither Greek nor a ninja.
I never saw that.
You didn't see the Ben Affleck Daredevil?
I saw the Ben Affleck Daredevil, but it's so long ago.
I never watched
that. I
watched her after.
Yeah,
I don't find her to be a good actor at all. I'm not a big Jennifer Gardner person.
She was playing off the.
I love Jennifer Gardner. I was an Alias.
Alias awesome.
Fanatic.
But that was JJ.
Yeah,
that was early JJ.
Yeah, she just it was not what I expected. A more recent one, I'm going Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. When I heard about it, I didn't like it. I've seen the movie. I still don't like it. I can't watch it again on digital. I still don't like it.
Yeah. I watched it again recently.
Not good.
So when it came out on digital, I watched it with the family. They hadn't seen it. And I hate to say it, but my reaction to it was not that great on the second watching.
No.
What was more interesting, I don't remember if we talked about how much the girls all of us hated watching Allegiant, the third Divergent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
so I
Like
had to
that,
make
right?
it
I mean,
through.
I'd never enjoyed the wonders of having my daughters and my wife shit on movies before, and it was kind of fun. But the beginning, like third of Captain Marvel, they were crapping all over it
Oh,
and likening it to
Music to my ears.
Allegiant. Like Emma, who she's crapping on the train battle and stuff like that because it reminded her of all the train leaping of the folks on Divergent.
Yeah.
trash.
But yeah,
And
so
she's real bad in that movie too.
yeah, I feel bad, but I agree.
Yeah, I got two more quick ones. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. I do like Nicolas Cage. I just don't think Nicolas Cage's caginess belonged with that character.
You really wanted him in that Superman role.
Yeah, I used to read a lot of Ghost Rider books back in the 90s, and I just did not appreciate the way he did the character or anything like that. Like, my favorite part of the whole movie is just Rebel Wilson going like when she's talking to the news report, or that I could do without the movie. And the last one, the one that I did not care for, and I was justified, Michael B. Jordan being cast as the Human Torch in the Fantastic Four movie.
Never saw.
Oh, I thought, you could have put the entire.
I did not like, I mean,
forecast.
I did not like the fact that, and it's
That
not
checklist wasn't bad.
yeah, it wasn't like a racing. It's the fact the way that they decided to change Sue and Johnny Storm's relationship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where, like, Johnny Storm's cocky, but he's like funny, like haha, like point your fingers and click kind of cocky, and not Michael B. Jordan just didn't. I don't know. I'm a big Human Torch guy. Fantastic Four is in like an OG family.
You want Captain America playing Human Torch?
He was actually really good at it. That movie. I mean, that movie was fucked from the start, but he didn't help. So, and of course, I had to throw him on the list because it's kind of like my thing. So
There you go.
Sure.
okay, number 3.
All right, so my number 3, Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl in Batman and Robin.
Okay.
With an honorable mention to Chris O'Donnell because I love Robin, but I really love Batgirl. Mostly, part of it is just the costume and iconography, and it was always just cool. Less of an attractive thing to me. Just always, I loved Batgirl. I loved the purples. I loved the black and purple.
You did like her in the boarding school outfit, though.
Well, yeah. I mean,
She was kind of at the peak of her power there.
We can get back to that.
But but there wasn't anything, right? It just didn't. I actually liked her as an actress, right? I liked her and everything she'd been up to that point, but it just felt like it didn't feel like it added anything to the movie or the role. Now, maybe the fault is much larger than the casting.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I struggled with all of those movies because there were so many that I wanted to put in.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of giving the actors a pass because the movies themselves were so shitty.
Fair.
So my number 3, I'm going back to the NBA. I'm going with Shaq in Steel.
I didn't even count that because it's so absurd.
It was ridiculous.
It was so bad.
The fact that they pulled that out of that Superman arc and for some reason decided to stick a 7'2" gentleman. I mean, it didn't fit. He wasn't an actor. It didn't fit the character. It didn't fit.
No, he had a Superman tattoo, so he wanted to do it.
A Superman tattoo, and they put him in a giant tin can. It was horrible.
It's bad. That one was bad.
So bad.
All
That
right.
was bad. At least it wasn't Shaquille O'Neal as the Eradicator. We said the right one of those characters. So I'm gonna double back off Sean's number 3. I picked everyone cast in Batman and Robin.
There you go. So I couldn't pick just one.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm not the biggest Uma Thurman person.
Yeah.
That one bugged me when she got picked.
Yeah.
Bugged me even more after I saw the movie.
I like her in some things, but not in all things.
Yes, anything that Tarantino directed.
Sure.
Okay, everything else can go away.
Pretty much.
Mr. Freeze was a joke, complete joke.
I'm Mr. White Christmas.
I'm
Mr. Freeze.
Did he actually sing?
He did.
Yeah,
He's in his bunny
he's watching
slippers.
he's watching the Cold Miser.
I have that on Laserdisc.
Oh.
I probably watched it on Laserdisc. That put it about 24 years ago, but man,
when they
suck.
Yeah, so I was not a fan of Chris O'Donnell as Robin. As we've talked about, Robin is a big time character for me. I was not happy with that. The fact they brought him back, I was not happy. I was not happy about George Clooney as Batman. And Alicia Silverstone I was kind of excited for because Alicia Silverstone in the 90s was in High School DJs Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I was a big Alicia Silverstone person. However, not her fault. That character got so fucked up. Her being Alfred's niece, not Gordon's daughter,
Forgotten about
not having
that.
red hair or a purple suit or the bike or any of this other shit.
Yeah.
It was like, bleh.
If you go through the list and put it in context of the time they were cast, they were all massive names in that window.
Oh, massive.
Massive. It just didn't.
No.
None of it worked.
No. But just they were all big names, but just none of them like really kind of fit the characters. I don't know. I just was not digging it. So yeah, I'm going all Batman and Robin.
So my number 2, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor in Batman v Superman. I actually love him as an actor. I've loved a lot of the stuff that he's done. Lex Luthor for me is less crazy, less young, less I don't know. I just didn't like that. Now again, maybe this is a factor where if the movie and the writing had been better, I wouldn't have minded it, but it just didn't. And honestly, part of it is I loved him so much in The Social Network that all I basically saw was Mark Zuckerberg.
Evil
Well,
Zuckerberg.
that's what they were. Then that's what they were kind of playing him as an evil Zuckerberg.
Yeah. No,
so
almost
not a fan of that.
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I've heard. So John Cryer as Lex Luthor
On Supergirl.
Yeah,
on Supergirl.
Heard pretty good.
Yeah,
I've heard
pretty
he's
good. That
actually
whole-
really, really good. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see that. I haven't gotten to that part of the season yet. I'm probably close to it.
I haven't watched any of that season yet.
Yep.
I got to catch up.
Number 2, Chris.
All right, my number 2 is actually my next 2 are both going to come from the same world. Jamie Foxx as Electro.
I never saw that movie. It did not
It
appeal
is
to me.
so
bad.
so bad.
It might
The
be worse
same
than
one with Giamatti as the Rhino.
Yes.
Yes,
It might be worse than
it's-
Batman and Robin.
It's terrible.
Really?
I mean, they
It's
bitch up the
unwatchable.
character. I mean, it's an actor that I really enjoy
Yeah,
watching, and
he's
just
awesome.
about everything else
Yeah.
is almost unwatchable. They made the character look nothing like it did in the books.
Now, were you upset
It's-
when they first cast him or after you saw the movie?
after I saw the movie?
Yeah, because he was
'Cause
coming
I
off
was-
that Ray run.
I
It
was gonna.
like, ooh,
I mean, he's a good enough actor that I was gonna give him
benefit of the
as
doubt.
much rope. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that ended up being really
you
bad.
never need to go see that.
That was bad. My number 2 is I'm going Topher Grace in Spider-Man 3.
Well, you know what? We'll just tag it up because that's my number 1.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Well, so
it's
we can talk
tag
about
team
that
on
now.
So, here's the thing. I liked that 70s show. I was a big 70s show guy. I like Topher Grace. I like Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. Good movie. Kid's a good actor. Was he in Crash? He was pretty good in Crash.
Yeah.
Even that movie was garbage.
Well, you know what? I
That's-
never saw this movie. That's part of why.
Crash.
You know
It's-
Spider-Man 3?
Oh, it's
Crash was that one with like Matt
Crash.
Dillon and all them that won the
it's
Oscar.
diminishing returns. It was one of those things. It was a Oscar darling, and everybody had to go see
No,
it because
no.
everybody said they
No,
loved it.
I never saw Spider-Man 3.
You never
Oh,
saw
shit. Well,
emo
then,
dancing Spider-Man?
No.
You've never seen that shot of him disco dancing down the sidewalk?
No,
Jesus
I don't
fucking
think
Christ.
so.
Okay.
Watch
So
it. That's your punishment.
it's hor-
for
yeah.
tonight.
Isn't that the one with Venom?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is-
Topher
that's
Grace
what-
was Venom.
Grace
Yeah,
is
no, I
Venom.
never saw that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
We didn't miss much.
you
but-
missed nothing.
So Topher Grace's Venom was an abomination. So granted,
No pun intended.
no,
No, that's different.
different character. Could have been another list. So the thing with Venom is not so much now, but going back to what was that, like early 2000s when 3 came out? 2005?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So I was still not so fed up with Spider-Man back then because the Garfield stuff hadn't kicked in and all that. Well, we're losing Sean. He's fading. Venom was like a high point character. Biggest thing about Venom is fucking massive.
He's huge.
He's huge. Obviously, you're not going to find a 9-foot guy to play Eddie Brock.
But Eddie Brock was massive in the
Eddie
club.
Brock
I mean, he's
was a
big
football
dude.
player. I mean, think about the
He
guy.
was essentially Brock Lesnar.
Exactly.
he was
exactly
that
what-
size.
He was
So
Brock Lesnar.
Topher Grace was cast as that dude?
Yes.
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 He's a
Topher
skinny
Grace weighs
little
85
weaselly
pounds.
Plus, who was
three-quarter.
Spider-Man at that time?
It was Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Right.
so-
So also, those guys are too damn close together.
They look like the exact same guy
Yeah,
almost.
they're like the same dude.
Yeah.
So this is dumb.
It was dumb. I would have taken Topher Grace as Electro. I would have taken Topher Grace as Chameleon. I would have taken Topher Grace as whatever. Smythe, whatever. Not Venom. It was so bad.
It was bad.
I mean, it didn't look like Venom, didn't act like Venom. It was a mess. And such a mess where you really didn't hear from him much after that. He quit 70 show, got the Spider-Man gig, and then he kind of faded off. You don't really see him that much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It killed
I can't
Topher
remember
Grace.
the last thing.
No, and he was coming off a massive TV show. But yeah, Venom was a joke.
I liked him. Yeah.
Joke.
All right. Well, my number one is, I think it's 4 different people.
Okay.
Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, and Christian Bale.
All the Batmans?
All the Batmans.
Really?
Yep.
All the Batmans except for Batfleck.
All the Batmans except for Batfleck.
Ooh. Now I'm intrigued.
I have never. I mean, I feel a little sandbagged given our talk of Batman. Already hit on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But I was not. I remember not liking the idea of Keaton as Batman when he did it. I enjoyed seeing the movie, but still, I think we've talked about it before. He just never looked right for the character for me. I mean, he's a great actor, love the dude, but something about his hair and his demeanor and stuff, just doesn't. I mean, I think looks matter. There's a whole range of looks, but he never looked to me. His face, his demeanor, his voice never said Bruce Wayne to me.
Okay. So is it the Bruce Wayne half that bugged you more than the Batman half?
Yeah, because Batman's
duality,
all about,
you need
about
both.
the jaw, the writing, the motion, the voice.
Yep.
So the manic, threatening with the fireplace poker.
Yeah, that scene should be forgotten. I don't like that.
Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Batman, the casting is almost always about Bruce Wayne, though I'll get to that. So Clooney, I'm a huge Clooney fan from ER and even from freaking Facts of Life. But just don't. He's probably better for me than the others. I haven't gone back and rewatched because, of course,
it's hard to watch.
Batman and Robin's such a piece of shit.
It's
that actually,
I haven't even showed it to my
he
kids.
pulls out a credit card, John. A credit card.
He could have actually been my favorite Batman if he had been in one of the other movies.
Better movie.
Yeah. In fact, I'd give him another chance on.
He was in Forever. It would have been better.
Val Kilmer, just wrong face, wrong features. Great actor, obviously, just didn't do it. Bale, never liked Bale. I love fantastic actor, love him in tons of stuff.
Bothers me because I like the movies.
Yeah, I
like 1.5 of them.
I thought Batman Begins was okay. Dark Knight was great. Dark Knight Rises
was a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's not.
I enjoyed aspects of watching it. I saw it for the first time at Universal City Walk on a great theater. And it
had
was
Marvel disease for me. There were too many things that were right on the nose.
Yeah.
And by the time they got to the fucking Robin thing at the end, I'm like, fuck you.
That pissed me off.
Fuck you. I'm done with this whole thing.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh, my legal name is Robin.
So my number
fuck
one is honestly everybody but Batfleck I've never been happy with a Batman, and certainly have never been happy with a Batman in a well-written, well-produced Batman movie.
You know what, too, with the Batman stuff, and even everyone's like, oh, I love Christian Bale as Batman. Well, he wasn't good as Bruce Wayne. Michael Keaton, oh, he's a great Batman. Well, he's not a good Bruce Wayne. You know what? I always picture Bruce Wayne having that charisma that a good-looking rich guy would have.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that I liked Affleck as Bruce Wayne.
Oh, see, that didn't surprise me because you go back and look at the boy can pull off the tux. He looks very comfortable,
but he's still a little more on.
He's got a little smirk.
That shot, he always has
a little more.
He's got the jaw,
right?
The whole thing,
good looking.
So
cat.
when you picture him with the stubble and the slacks, the vest, the dress shirt, you picture.
Yeah, so he pulled it off great, no question.
Please come back, Affleck. Please come back.
Because I've already burnt my number one as DJ's 2 here, I'm going to use my time to just talk about that for 1 second. Think about it. We all have issues with the Batman character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think because that's unless some of the ones we've thrown out are just so egregious and so just god-awful, they could not make the list. But Batman always kind of sticks in our craw because people care about that character more than anything else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel was able to get away with a lot of their casting because a lot of the shit Nobody
Unknown
cared. You cared about Captain America.
Chris Pratt as Star-Lord. I don't know who Star-Lord is.
The entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy.
They could have put Whoopi Goldberg in as Star-Lord, and if it had been well-performed, well-written, I've been like, yeah, Star-Lord, Whoopi.
It doesn't matter. I mean, the Iron Man one, it worked out amazingly well, but there weren't a lot of Iron Man fans.
Not at that point in time. He was basically a dead character.
It really was. Like, how many people, other than the hardcore comic fans, knew of Demon in a Bottle and said, oh my God, that fits perfect.
Well, no, because after that 80s run with the Demon in the Bottle storyline, he kind of fell off the map. He had that early 90s cartoon, but he wasn't like a prevalent character.
Yeah, the Armor Wars, and then the character would go away and they'd re-kick that thing.
And even so, if I remember correctly, Armor Wars, like it's looked upon now as a good series, did not sell well. Armor Wars 1 didn't sell well. Yeah. Like it wasn't a very popular book.
No. So I'm wondering how much our opinion, and there's no real right or wrong answer, but how much of it is tied to our love of that particular character, and you give a little more rope to the ones that you don't have a history with.
I think that, I mean, it's not subtle. It's fundamental, right? Yeah. And I think it does highlight that it's why enjoyable movies, good movies, which aren't always the same things, there's so many things that go into them, right? Market timing, marketing, right? Great movies that don't hit the market right or aren't marketed well, disappear or don't get the right appreciation. Great casting in a shitty movie, right? Batfleck, I think, if we had gotten a Batman detective movie, just a solo Batman type thing with Affleck, I think it could have been
really good.
Really, really good, right? As it is, we got our best Batman in not great films.
I think it's still, and with it's Warner.
The casting has not been the problem with these
films.
The
casting on those were
very good. Yeah.
That's completely meddling, causing Zach to put too much in the first one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To rush to get to the second one.
Yeah.
It's
tough. Even like with the thing with Batman 2, talk about people caring too much. Yeah. I got a buddy, my buddy Joe. Not into the comic stuff.
Hey Joe.
Yeah, hi Joe.
What's going on, Joe?
He's never gonna listen to this. He's like, fuck, what the fuck?
Fuck you, Joe.
Fucking podcast is so stupid. He's not in this. But so he's not a comic guy at all. Yeah. He doesn't mind superhero stuff, but he doesn't go out and watch the movies or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But he's a big animation guy. He likes cartoons and cartoon movies.
Okay.
And he even says, like, I don't care who the fuck plays Batman, but every live action Batman should have Conroy's voice dubbed over it, because that's all I care about. So it's the same, like, even like, but he doesn't care that way about, like, Superman's voice or any of this other stuff. It's just Batman is one of those characters where everyone kind of grabs onto him a little bit, so it's a tough one.
Yeah. All right. So Chris, your number one.
My number one. Yeah, I already spoiled it.
So my number one was same as your number two, was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Oh, okay.
Complete trash. Like I said, the kid's a good actor.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for The Social Network, but like I loved Adventureland movie he was in when he worked. Sneaky, like good, like little indie movie.
Yeah.
I loved the movie. I forget the name of it, wherein he's like the burner kid at the convenience store and they turn him into like a fucking sleeper agent.
30 Minutes or Less.
Yeah, 30 Minutes or Less.
That movie. I saw it when it came out with my buddy good. James and somebody else. That's a messed up movie. The kid's a good actor. Yeah.
But he's not Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
You could have put him, there's other characters he could have been.
Oh, yeah.
He could have played Mad Hatter in a Batman movie. He could have played, maybe even he could have played Scarecrow possibly.
He could have made a good Riddler.
Riddler, yeah, exactly.
It's strange. That's the one spot in that movie where they chose to go off script with the character.
Way off script.
They kept everybody to your core understanding of that character.
Except for Luthor.
that.
And
we're going to go with like
important.
Clone Luthor's son.
He was almost like Lex Luthor Jr. or something like that.
And there is a storyline that follows that, and Lex had red hair and the whole thing like that. It's not if you're going to the mainstream.
Exactly. And the other thing, too, that I think didn't help.
Was Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor in that?
He was.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the
he's on my honorable mention. He sucked, too. Going back. So it's basically, number one, all of the Lex Luthors. Gene Hackman sucked as Lex Luthor.
No, fuck you.
I did not.
No. Now, was he bad casting as Lex Luthor? Sure.
But Gene Hackman's still the shit.
But Gene Hackman rocks. And in those movies, that first movie,
played
the
Lex.
wig,
he did the best he could.
He actually played Lex as Lex.
Okay,
he was a good
off.
Lex Luthor for Christopher Reeve Superman.
Okay, we'll take Hackman off.
Yeah.
I say he can't be that evil when
Take
in
it back.
Okay, take it back. So we're just doing Eisenberg and
He
Spacey.
went Ultra
I
Boy
hate
Scout. You can't be.
So even before he went nuts, I've never been a Kevin Spacey guy.
Yeah.
But the Eisenberg thing, I think the biggest thing about the Eisenberg thing that pissed me off was, on top of what Chris said, he went so off script from what you expected. When they first cast Man of Steel, and I saw that they cast Chris Maloney in an undisclosed role, I was like,
you thought he was
yes,
Lex Luthor?
Chris Maloney is going to be Lex Luthor.
He was just a cop or something, right?
He was a military general.
That's right.
But they didn't tell you what he was going to be until you saw the movie, and I was like, come on, Lex Luthor.
Yeah, they totally wasted him.
Fucking awesome.
He's such a fantastic actor,
He is.
and he's one of those rare leads who's a character actor, right? You can make him a lead, but you can also just stick him in Oz.
He was on True Blood too. He was like the one of the bad guy outer vampires. So that didn't help. But Lex Luthor is, granted, he doesn't have any powers or anything, but he's an upper tier villain, and you fucking ruined it. You just ruined it. Which is why they have to, part of the reason why they have to start the whole thing over again.
This episode's been a real neg fest, man.
It has been.
Your top three choices.
DJ
sucked.
and Sean, it's awful.
It is, and we were able to fragmented there. So my top three
It's such a good week, and you guys are bringing me down.
So,
Happy birthday, asshat.
So basically, our top threes are everyone except for the core 5 Avengers was miscast in a comic movie, pretty much. In Momoa, Gal Gadot, and all the core Avengers. Everyone else can go pound sand. No, I had the entire cast of Batman and Robin, Venom, Topher Grace, and Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Chris had Topher Grace as Venom. You had
Jamie Foxx as Electro. And Shaquille O'Neal as Steel.
Oh, that's right, Steel. And you had Jesse Eisenberg as Luthor. You also had
Alicia Silverstone
Batgirl. And what's the other one?
All the Batman.
That's right. All the Batman.
Except for Affleck.
Yeah.
So
he was the bomb in Phantoms.
So good luck, Pattinson. When you fuck it up, we'll come for you too. So
Sean is so gonna buy that Hot Toys.
No, I'm out of Hot Toys.
You got room on the second shelf now. I think
I may sell my Hot Toys. We'll see.
He's gonna have nipples and he's gonna sparkle. It's gonna be fucking atrocious. So we'll see how it goes though. It's like I said, as long as they put him in a good movie.
Please make it be Batman fighting Dracula.
The meme on Facebook. It's like, what a shitty vampire.
I don't think they own
11
that
years
character.
to turn into a bat. So,
yeah, I like that. That was actually.
So, so I said everyone can hit us up on Twitter at FMN37. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe on SoundCloud and
iTunes.
Podcoin and iTunes and Google Play and Spotify and all these other places.
Fine podcasts are found.
Yep. I'm still working on the iHeartRadio thing. I got to do that.
Or ours.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine podcast or us. And also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, next weekend we're going to do a Funko giveaway for a Funko Pop.
Nice.
Not like a bargain Funko Pop. I'll give away something good.
Oh.
And we'll talk to everyone next week.
All right. Have a good one.
Later, kids.